I mean, at least in Canada, you pay high taxes, you get something for it. You get better roads and you get health care. Over here, you get nothing. You might just get shot. That's about it.
I'm ready to move somewhere warmer.
No response to anything he just said. Long, awkward pause, and they have to actually look at each other.
How are we going to address this one? He's kind of saying the things out loud that we're not supposed to say.
I don't know if everyone here grew up watching Russell Peters. When I was in high school, he was considered to be like one of the funniest comedians of all time. Probably because he did a lot of racist voices and all those racist caricatures and voices in general as a high schooler was something that you're just like, you know, LOL, lol, this is fucking hilarious, lol. He's Canadian. He absolutely is. He's Canadian. He's a big old famous comedian. Big old famous comedian. Although he's taken quite a like anti-woke, you know, anti-cancel culture kind of turn as of late. And now him and Jordan Peterson are palling around.
In serious trouble with the media for 3 days, I think. So it's probably time to do something that'll...
What do they come at you for?
Jesus, I don't know, really. I mean, I expected the attention around me to dissipate 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it doesn't stop. The media types... I mean, some of them have supported me, don't get me wrong, but they can't really figure me out because what I'm doing isn't really political. It's psychological, and I am a clinical psychologist. I've been writing these books to help people. There's other reasons as well. They have to make everything political, and I don't quite fit that mold, and so I don't think they know what to do with me. And
they want to put you in a box.
Yes, and then bury the box, and then burn the ground, and then salt the earth.
They want you to say I'm left or I'm right, and you're like, listen, I'm neither. I'm watching both sides and making my own decisions. That's how I see you. I don't know if that's true or not, but I see you in a very similar. Not that we're on equal footing, but I see you in the same way I see things. It's not. I don't pick a team here. I'm just watching both sides and trying to figure out where the fuck is the truth.
Perfect centrism, you know?
Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Absolutely. Don't take a side in any way, shape, or form. And by the way, being trans is degenerate.
Well, I hope that's what I'm doing.
That's how I read it. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
If they're not getting that, that means they're not smart enough to get you. Therefore, they shouldn't be got.
Well, it's been a great mystery, and it's all come up again this week. So...
Man, am I gonna get banned for showing so much fucking fellatio on camera right now? I guess this is gonna be pretty TOS.
I don't know what to say about it exactly. It's stressful.
Yes, however, it is stressful.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, their problem with you is that you're very articulate and you enunciate well, and they can't handle that because they're trying to push you into a corner to make you to sweat and hopefully.
I can totally tell why Jordan Peterson put this up as its own independent clip. Like, this makes perfect sense.
You can tell he's just speaking truth to power, letting everyone know.
Hope that you fall apart. And I'm like, it's not a facade, guys. That's really who this guy is. You're not going to...
that might actually be part of the problem. They might have been reading things or even listening to lectures, and they're like, well, maybe he's got that memorized. Maybe this is somewhat of...
Yeah, it has absolutely nothing to do with just basically a career built upon a foundation of transphobia. None at all. Yeah, nothing. Like, it's definitely because you're too articulate. Yeah, people like listen to Jordan Peterson speak and like, wow, man, that man can enunciate the words that come out of his mouth. I fucking hate him. I hate him. I hate articulate assholes.
I think that could be part of it. I'll get to the real thing, and then when it doesn't appear, it makes them angry. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, we Northern Albertans are known for enunciation skills. You know.
You're from Northern Alberta?
Yes, I am.
Clue where you were from, to be honest. I thought you were a Toronto guy.
No, 350 miles northwest of Edmonton, in a little town called Fairview.
I know Fairview. There was a gig there back in the day.
No,
really?
Fairview. 26 years ago, I did a show in Fairview, and I remember going, what the fuck is this place? It was like
Well,
there was a hockey arena there,
Yes.
and the hotel was part of the hockey arena, and it had no windows. It literally looked like this room was just like cement walls. I was like, am I in jail? And it was freezing.
Yes, it's freezing. It's very cold there.
Yeah.
It's very cold in Canada, obviously, but that
This is the segment. Yeah, no, that definitely deserves to be up on the website. I love that for the first, like, I don't know, 3 minutes, he talks about how great I am and how everyone hates me because I'm too articulate, and then we can talk about how cold it is in Canada, a trope that's never been said before.
that's a particularly cold part of Canada.
Yes, I know exactly where you're from. There was a comic back in the day, maybe around 96, 97, a comic named Monty Cohen died out there. I think he was going for a run or something, and he got hit by a truck. And it was all bad because I remember I had lent him these VHS tapes of. I used to be a big Kiss fan when I was a kid. And
That's embarrassing.
I found these really cool VHS Kiss tapes, and I lent them to him, and then he died, and I was like, "Damn it!
McGee,
How am I
thanks for
going to
the
get my Kiss tapes back?"
Actually, I listened to Kiss when I was 13. I have to admit it.
Yeah, how old are you now?
58.
Oh, so you got 7 years on me.
I thought you were younger than that. You're so youthful looking.
Holy fuck. God, why did you upload this? Who cares? So much small talk.
You're a young guy. You suddenly got money. You got no dependents. You're gonna have a blast in Vegas at that time. But as you get older, you're like, oh, this is not for me anymore. And you know, my kids are both in Los Angeles, so I have to spend some time there to see them all the time. I think that's really the only thing stopping me from moving back to Canada are my kids, because I have 2 different baby mamas because I'm an idiot. And one I think would let my daughter go, but the other one will not let my son go. That's a different pot of shit on its own. So
Quite frequently. So, but there are some advantages to living in Canada.
I think the advantage it being Canada. That's the advantage. It's funny to me when I hear all the Americans go, "We're not turning into a socialist country. It's socialism." And I'm like, it's really not that bad, guys. It's really not that bad, guys. You see how your teeth are crooked and your spine is broken? Well, it wouldn't be like that in Canada because we're socialist assholes. And the taxes are like, it's like the...
First off, there is no dental coverage in Canada. What the fuck are you talking about? That's a huge swing and a miss.
I mean, at least in Canada, you pay high taxes, you get something for it. You get better roads and you get health care. Over here, you get nothing. You might just get shot. That's about it.
I'm ready to move somewhere warmer.
No response to anything he just said. Long, awkward pause. Then they have to actually look at each other.
How are we going to address this one? He's kind of saying the things out loud that we're not supposed to say. I don't know how I feel.
I thought Texas is looking pretty nice.
Texas is pretty cool, though. I do like Texas. I do.
Right back to small talk. Finally derailed this boring ass conversation for 2 seconds to interject some politics. Immediately back to it.
You're not wrong,
Holy
Michaela.
shit.
So how is your
No, we don't have universal dental coverage. That's a complete lie. Yeah, to even imply that is ridiculous.
comedy changed and shifted over the years?
I think it's become a little bit more introspective. I don't think the set that I'm doing right now is as introspective as the last one was, but it's a work in progress right now. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to word this one the right way, because I want to toe the line, you know? And because when you're towing the line, somebody's bound to get offended or take it the wrong way. But I want to make it so that if you take it the wrong way, I could show you why you're wrong. So I'm figuring out the wording at the moment, but, you know, I'm trying to cover subjects about, you know, you and I are part of the generation that I say that I feel like my generation is mad at the younger generation. Like, we look at them like they're idiots and that they're soft and that they're sensitive. But the problem with that is we made that generation. That generation was inside of us and we released it. So I'm trying to figure out the wording behind all of this, because I want to make it, you know, that, you know, you understand that I recognize that we're mad at you, but I also recognize that I can't stop myself from being mad at you.
Well,
Can you maybe like explain a little bit more about what you mean by soft? Like, I mean, this has been so broad. I assume it's going into the entire like cancel culture. You know, your kids get offended by everything these days. All right, I use the wrong pronouns or I say the N-word a couple times, and all of a sudden everyone's outraged. You know.
I think every generation tends to think that the up-and-coming generation is softer.
Absolutely. Listen. I know my parents thought the same thing, and I bring that up as well. You know, every time I said, you know, my dad, when he would hit me, he would tell me how much less of a beating this was than he got. You know, so I always like to go the extra mile and make it extra goofy. I said, my dad tell me, "You're lucky this is all you're getting. Your grandfather threw a leopard at me." I'm like, what?
Okay, that's objectively funny. But anyways, like, isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing that we don't throw leopards at children anymore?
The leopard. It was India. They were everywhere.
Have you had to tone things down in comedy? Because people are all stressed out anyway because of this whole COVID situation. But some comedians have been somewhat destroyed, and you tell, like, you're really funny, but you veer into, well, I would say like a lot of race jokes, and you described them earlier. They're funny, and maybe it's because you cater to the people you're joking about. But how have you managed to, I guess, get away with doing that, especially with media? And yeah, that's the main question.
Well, I'm kind of, the beauty for me is that my audience is loyally my audience. So the people that are getting offended would never have bought a ticket to see me to begin with. So I can't cater to the hater. I got to cater to the people that are that enjoy you and want to see what you do. It's like if your dad just started to change his tune all of a sudden because he got influenced by the people telling him he should watch what he says. You know, that would make you untrue to.
So what is the lesson here? Like, never change, never listen to feedback, don't listen to anyone who tells you what you're saying or doing is wrong.
Yourself and untrue to your people, and then you'll have literally nobody, because the haters aren't going to accept you ever, and the people that want to hear what you have to say, you've just turned your back on them. So I got to stay true to who I am. And I always know my intent when I'm saying things. I know that my intent is never to offend or hurt anybody's feelings. My intent is only to make you laugh. And if you get offended by something I said, then you've got your own personal issues you're working with. I just happen to trigger them and make you realize.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like, yeah, sorry that you're offended by the things that I'm saying. That's on you. This is a you problem. Stop being offended.
That this is a problem for you, and maybe you need to go see a psychologist.
Well, I think
you must be clinically insane if in any way, shape, or form you're finding offense to what I say.
The reason I get away with offering people advice, let's say, is because I try to include myself in the group of people to whom I'm offering advice.
Right.
I'm always thinking of the ways that I don't live up to my own expectations. And I think that's genuine. I don't think it's a front. I think that, you make no shortage of jokes about your own ethnic group, and you're always the butt of your jokes as well as the person who's telling them. And so the audience can tell that right away. It's obvious that
I don't think he's the butt of any of his non-jokes related to like Indian Canadians, like the ones that were involving Chinese Canadians. Those ones aren't reflectory.
You're not telling jokes from a position of superiority. It's more like, well, look, guys, we're all idiots.
Yes.
We are each idiots in our own particular ways, ethnicity included, and here's some of the foibles. But, let's not forget that it's universal truth that we're all fools.
Yeah, I think that's basically how I approach it, because in my head, there's nobody above and there's nobody below. We're all on the same playing field. There's people you admire, and then there's people that whatever. But to me, it's all literally, we're all on the exact same playing field. I talk to kings and queens and world leaders, and I talk to them the exact same way I talk to my friends. Maybe a little bit more respectful, but I don't fawn over them so to speak. I'm not like, yes, sir. Oh, what can I do? I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Listen, dude. You know, I have some. You know, I'm friends with the King of Jordan, and when him and I talk, it's like two guys talking. It's not like,
Wow.
sir, how are you?
Fucking weird flex. Like, just when you thought the cringe couldn't cringe any further. Well, I happen to be friends with the King of Jordan, all right? And he's remarkably casual, I tell you that.
Oh, have you been pleased, sir? You know, it's none of that. It's just like, hey, Ab, what's going on, buddy? You know, it's really cool to have these kinds of, to be able to be privileged enough to get to have these, to be put in these situations, and then it's even more of a privilege to be able to act normal with them.
That's what privilege is, everybody. So don't listen to all the racists who want to talk to you about critical race theory and stuff like that. It's not, none of it is real. It's all made up. Jordan Peterson on why beta males became movie stars. Wow. I love how there's a picture. Why?
When did mass?
Why are you hating on Michael Cera?
So what are the make chicks like beta males? I don't think that exists, right? Like, don't we like what we like? I mean, maybe an outfit can change. Maybe we like certain jeans and other people like skirts. But at the end of the day, I think there's going to be certain characteristics of the opposite sex that we're going to be drawn to biologically.
Well, you know, one of the ones you already discussed is competence. Anybody with any sense is going to prefer competence unless they want someone who's emasculated and is completely powerless. And because then they don't have to be afraid of them in some sense. I mean, they should be more afraid of them, really. But you know, when you confuse competence with power, then you punish competence, and maybe then you become attracted to weakness because it's not authoritarian. It doesn't look like tyranny, but that's only because competence and power are confused in your mind.
Competence and power. Yeah, there's this thing with power.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's you know, there's this.
I just want women to be afraid of me at all times. I want them to fear me and my dominance and how competent I am. Only through fear can they truly be subjugated.
Hey, do you like movies? Do you like Serfs? Do you want movies and Serfs watching the movies? So then come over to the new channels. It's the Serfs cinema. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, you know, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like, just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, I'm Raft and Xander Corvus. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker. Our soft, spongy flesh is yours to command. To our lords, Evan Nudie, Trevor R., Alexander Thaler, Ryan Lubin, Bisexual Black Gamer, Tofox, and Jeffrey Lamb, we proudly carry your sigils onto the battlefield. And to our Knights of the Round Table, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Timothy Hart, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophagic, Saren 42, Chronic to Hemphog, Callie Kotka, The Great Pudini, Von Janney, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Encosin, J. Fraser Cartwright, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Nicholas Marks, Jopi, Josh Mickelson, Melissa Murphy, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, and Constance Joyce Lacheris. We tip our cap and lift our mug and salute you.